We wanted to see the captain. This is my current setup for ranked. More, faster, healthier. I moved airplane armor over into bonus fire chance because really I need the fires with the bombs. It's not really optional. It's a big part of dealing with battleships and larger ships. So I swapped that over, which means I do lose some survivability, but hopefully with the skip bombers, we get those nice long attack lines where we can cut out away from the medium and short range AA, try to nurse our plane health. As long as they're not grouped too aggressively or don't have like a screening element like a surprise motherfucker Holland or something on the way in, we'll be able to get preferably one and then spin around and then a second drop. Additional bomber speed is required because the faster you go with the skip bombs, the further you chuck the bombs. So full speed on the skip bombs to allow us that sieging kind of attack style. Additional boost just because it's a single pointer. What else am I going to put it on? Last gaps would be nice, but typically if you come in with that 12 plane strike, you're going to come in and lose about 2 planes and drop with 4, which leaves you with 6. Which is not going to trigger last gasp until you get down to that last 4. So realistically, you're not going to use it very much, unless maybe it's with torps or something. So last gasp, I think gets undercut by maybe this. And I have 3 points in fighters. I do like interceptors, I do. But enhanced reactions is going to be buffed in the coming patch or whatever, where the action time is increased as opposed to decreased. So that'll be nice. And then having this also means if I drop a fighter to protect somebody or like protect myself, as soon as enemy planes enter the patrol radius, they latch and they go do the thing, as opposed to waiting 2 seconds. Huh? Oh shit, there's somebody over there. Oh, okay, well, we'll get them. You know, instead of just, flying around kind of drunk, they're on the ball, damn it. So this allows me to have more fighters, better patrol range, and responsive fighters. So this is my ranked build. What modules? The upgrades on this are the plane one, additional secondary range. Why? Because we don't specialize against DDs, but also I don't really care if my torps go 5% faster. I don't care. I take this on other CVs just because there's nothing else to take, but with Germans, you do have secondaries, which don't suck. So we'll buff the secondaries, sure. Slot 4, additional health on the skip bombers. This is the main weapon of the Immelmann. The torps are there, but they're kind of a secondary weapon. And additional consumable time because we need that because of the fighters. We want the fighters to last as long as possible, and enhanced reaction reduces their duration, so we want them to matter. As well as it gives us a longer heal, but I take it because of the planes. And then additional speed. Why? Because the faster you go, the more chuck distance the skip bombers have, which is very important. Is there anything else they're going to change on the CV captain tree? I think the only things that are affected in CVs are, I believe, survivability expert goes up by a little, I think. And enhanced reaction is going to get a higher amount of action time as opposed to a reduced amount of action time. So I think that's the only changes there were. But this is off of memory. I don't know. Maybe. SC buff is for cruisers. Oh, okay. Well, then no. Never mind then. I did not know that it was only for cruisers, so there you go. I never seem to take the flak reduction skill, is that correct? I played CVs for about 2 years, and CVs never had a flak reduction skill until the commander rework, so it's not something that I feel like I need to have, because I never had it before. I think it's good to have, because if you're in like a ranked situation, which technically we're in ranked, we're with pretty fast planes, so we can juke a lot of the flak, or we can cut through that flak area pretty quickly. So I'm not super worried about that on the Immelmann, but like for the FDR, or maybe for the Midway, stuff that has slower planes, you're going to interact with flak more. 1, because you dodge it less, and 2, because slower planes take longer to get through the flak zone. So that's more flak you have to deal with. In those situations, if you take the talent, it means that if you do get the random nut punch from a flak cloud, it's less impactful, right? So you're removing some of the random out of the situation and you're protecting some resources. In that case, sure, flak protection, woo. But in terms of a random battle or something where I feel like I'm not going to interact with flak a lot, then it's not really that big of a concern. That being said, I have played Midway where I'm a fighter build as opposed to a anti-flak offensive build, because if I go against an FDR, I have to crowd control the FDR. I have to, because it's so often that the surface ships have no idea how to deal with it, so I have to deal with it. Which means whether I want flak protection or not, I have to put the points into fighter stuff so that I can protect my team.